Hello. Thank you so much for joining in. I look a little glowy and happy today. It's because I just finished a 1 hour community hour and where we were just tuning in and taking in this energy and really taking Bruno's teachings to heart. And I always feel so good afterwards. So I wanted to read a couple of the quotes that really touched me. The first one is, God has given us everything. Such a wonderful body with which we can all move about, with which we can create, and with which we can shape our existence so well here on his earth, so that we really feel at home, so that we can really enjoy this life. God has truly given us everything. As I really thought about that, what came to me is, well, God has given me an immortal, eternal soul. And sometimes it's easy to forget that this life is just one of many, who knows how many. And then for this life, God's given me this amazing body, the intricacies of which we're just, medicine and science is just beginning to fathom. These bodies can do such amazing, wonderful things. And then God has given us. Of course, I was thinking about what has God given me, but I think what God's given me is the same for all of us. And God's given us this earth, this glorious earth. I once read that if the sun was, I forget the exact number, like 100 miles closer or 100 miles further away, I forget, the number was very small, that life wouldn't be possible on this earth. The divine has just given us, and then just look at nature. I'm looking out my window right now. You know, we've moved so far away from nature, and yet just the glories of nature, the complexity of one branch, of one, on one tree. And we've been given billions and billions of trees and animals. We've been given this. Here's another quote. He, meaning God, created earth as a paradise, and man must keep it in order. So we've been given this planet, the conditions for life on this planet. Science, even scientists who don't believe in God, are moved to awe with how exactly perfect conditions are on this planet for life. But it goes even further than that. We're part of a vast universe that we're just beginning to see how vast it is. We can talk about it in numbers, but we can't even grasp. It's hard to grasp how big the earth is, but how big the universe is. So we've been given a soul and a body and a glorious planet full of all this life. We've been given life itself, but we've been given this planet full of life, this beautiful planet. Many astronauts have said, that just looking at the Earth as a whole from space, that they had mystical experiences, feelings of connection with God, being able to see the Earth as a whole. And then this universe. We can barely fathom the beauty of this planet, and yet we've been given this universe. So vast, so wonderful. And as someone who believes that this soul that lives in this body is eternal, that I'll be exploring this universe for billions and trillions of years. God has truly given us so much more than we can even fathom. And how to live life well? Well, given that the body is the central point of our existence here, our entire life here on earth revolves around our body. We like to think it revolves around work and relationships and having a house, but actually those things revolve around the body. So how to care for the body? Bruno makes it so simple. If we experience the divine, take the divine within us. We shall feel well. We shall be free. We shall live the way God determined life here to be. So if we connect to the divine, if we take this goodness into our body, this divine life energy, which, I mean, it can sound a little boring. Like it's certainly not as exciting as like driving a race car, but it feels so good to drink in life itself. It's actually pleasurable. It's very pleasurable. If we do that, then what Bruno basically promises is we'll feel well. We'll become free, which I believe is all of our deepest desire, to be free. Like, yes, we all want certain things, and don't we all really want to be free? Free of suffering, free of illness, at peace. Isn't that our deepest yearning? To be at peace always. And then from there, as Bruno said earlier, to create a wonderful life here on this earth, to enjoy life. So many spiritual and religious philosophies are anti-enjoyment, which in a sense means they're anti-life. Because life is all about enjoyment. Go for a walk in the woods. It's not the same kind of enjoyment. Most people think of enjoyment as, drink a beer, or watch a good movie, go to a rock concert. I'm not saying any of those things are bad. And there's another kind of enjoyment of walking in the woods, of sipping tea, of good company, of savoring fruit. Oh my heavens, fruit. The sweetness of fruit. Maybe that can be our new proof for the existence of God, the sweetness of fruit, and our ability, this body's glorious ability to enjoy that fruit. So, according to Bruno Gruning's teaching, if we take this energy in, we'll feel well, we'll become free. And not only that, he says very simply, we shall live the way God determined life here to be. So part of this practice is taking in this energy and then being guided by it. Because if we're guided by this energy, we're guided by God. And if we're taking this energy in, we're literally communing with nature, living in harmony with nature. Not just nature, like nature in the woods, but nature itself, creation itself. We're living in harmony with Creator and creation. And life becomes so much easier. And then when we have this kind of enjoyment, this spiritual pleasure, then we're less attached and addicted to forms of pleasure that aren't healthy. And then when we do enjoy other forms of pleasure, it's even better because we're present and conscious and we're not as grabby because we're free. And then once you're free, you can enjoy life. So, Bruno said that God created this earth to be a paradise. That's God's plan. And the divine gives us free will, and we stepped out of that will. But that's the intention. That's God's will for us. Our life here on this planet is to be a paradise. And according to Bruno Gruning, it will become a paradise again. The question is how long, not if, and when. And so then the question becomes, what can each of us do to be a part of that restoration, and to do it in a way that's enjoyable and that thrives, that leads us to thrive. I'll close with a question of Bruno Gröning. And again, so this topic now is about service, how we can serve creation. And it's important not to get too serious, because it's very easy to get serious about such things. So, with that in mind, yes, dear friends, if man knew all that God had done for his care, what God had done for all of us, there is only one question left. What have you done for God? So let's find nourishing, enjoying, life-enriching ways to serve Creator and to serve creation. And as Bruno said, to help this world be restored to divine order, to paradise itself. Blessings. I wish you all much enjoyment. Aloha.